Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today, and just a quick reminder, all the videos on this channel are not made for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright guys, and today we'll be looking at another figure from Snail from their RPG series. This will be their Garu figure. And just like the rest of the RPG series, you don't get anything besides the silhouette of the figure or on the box. And now to show you what's inside. And of course you get this little instruction book. You get this little card. You get the stand of the figure. You get this little thing so that you can move the eyeballs around. And of course you get some extra pegs. And then here's the figure herself. You get this weapon type of accessory. You get this meat thing so you can eat. You get this little tail that's actually bendable, some hands, and one extra faceplate. And to show off this little accessory, all you gotta do is get one of the faceplates, and in the back you'll see there's a cross in the back of the eyes. You simply have to connect it right there, and that will just allow you to twist and turn and articulate the eyes in whatever way you like. And when it comes to Garu herself, she looks pretty beautiful. Quality control wise, I have nothing to complain about. She looks good from every angle. And what's really nice is that when it comes to her socks, they actually gave her some shading, so it actually looks like her skin is like leaking through the outfit, which looks really nice. And they also put some shading on her outfit as well. As you can see, there's shading down here. There's more shading over here. Even the red things around her arms, they're also got some shading on them as well. And what's really nice is this rope thing. It's not just brown plastic. There actually is painting throughout the detail, so it looks pretty good. Now I want to give you a little bit of a warning with this figure. This rope thing that she has around her body. Basically a YouTuber that I watch, he got this figure much earlier than I did, and basically this thing broke off around here. Now, luckily for me, I've had no issues with it, but then again, you know, maybe with some more time, the same thing will happen. This is like a really like tight fit. It's like really tight on her body, so the more you play with it, it is likely that this might snap off. So just keep that in mind. Now, luckily, you can just glue it back on if that happens to you, but again, just giving you a little bit of a heads up on that. And when it comes to her accessories, they're all very well painted. They did an amazing job with these. And when it comes to her default hands, these are more of a relaxed grabbing hands. And she also comes with these alternate hands that where her fingers are more spread out more. And lastly, she also gets a pair of closed fists. And when it comes to her faceplate, this is the one she comes with by default, and she has more of a neutral expression. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but she has something in her mouth. I think it's like a toothpick or something. And lastly, she also gets this alternate faceplate where it gives her more of an angry, screaming expression. And when it comes to the rest of her accessories, she also gets this bendable tail, as you can see. So you can pretty much do with it whatever you like. Now, granted, I don't know what the limits for this thing is, but yeah, at least you got something, at least you can actually articulate the tail, so that's pretty nice. And of course, it just plugs into her back. Just like that. She also gets this little bit of meat thingy right here, and the bone is actually removable, which is pretty nice. And they even painted like the insides of like the meat and everything, which looks pretty good. And she finally, and her last accessory, she gets this fish thing, which she can use as a weapon. Now, when it comes to articulation, you're pretty much getting what you expect out of Snail. It could be better, but it's still pretty good if you ask me. Now when it comes to moving the leg forward, that's about as high as it can go. This is how much the leg can bend. You get foot articulation. Unfortunately, you do not get any toe articulation with this figure, which is pretty sad. And of course, the figure can do the perfect splits. Or pretty close to it, I mean. And when it comes to bending the figure backward, that's about as well as it can go, which is pretty good. And when it comes to bending the figure forward, this is about as well as it can do it, which is not bad. However, I wish it could have gone even further, because I would have loved to have been able to do the Yoruichi pose with this thing, but unfortunately you cannot. Now when it comes to the rest of the articulation, she does have a ball joint for the chest and stomach. However, because of the outfit, it does limit it. You can't really use it that well when she has the outfit on. On top of that, this rope thingy also limits it. And when it comes to her arms, this is about as much as it can bend. And she does have arm rotation as well, which is pretty nice. Although just keep in mind that this red thing around her shoulder, it is a separate piece. Now when it comes to her neck articulation, it's pretty good. It also has this thing where you can actually pull it up and then pull it back down. And the main reason is that it allows it to give it a range. As you can see, when it comes to looking down, she does that pretty well. However, when it comes to looking upwards, the hair pretty much limits it. As you can see, she can like barely look upwards. And for anybody wondering, here's what she looks like naked, and they did an amazing job with this. As you can see, there's shading throughout here. The shading goes in between here. There's some shading down here. They even got some shading over here. Even on her legs or thighs, I mean. They even gave her shading on her back, and it all came out pretty good. And what's really nice is that they actually gave her some battle damage. As you can see, she has like a scar on her back and on her shoulders. Although, if I had to complain about something, is that I think the scars, the battle damage on her body is like too clean, if you ask me. It should look a little bit rougher, but instead it came out pretty clean looking. Now, my overall thoughts on this figure is that Snail Shell did an amazing job with it. This is why they continue to be my favorite company. This figure is absolutely beautiful, and I like the articulation that she has. However, if I have to complain about something, it would have to be the price. This is an $80 figure, and for that kind of money, I think Snail Shell is being very stingy with the accessories. Now, while they do give you a pretty good set of hands, they do cover all the basics with that. However, the big issue I have is the faceplates. They only give you one alternate, which is a bummer. I would have liked a little bit more with the faceplates. They definitely should have given you at least, like, in my opinion, at the very least, like 3 faceplates for alternates. And if I had to get one more thing with this figure for that kind of money, I wish that they had given you alternate legs, so that way you could have just swapped them out. You could have, that way, it would have given you the ability to strip her down even more. And yeah, that's about it. They really need to step up when it comes to the accessories, but if you only care about the figure itself, they did an amazing job in my opinion. Alright guys, and now it's time for the size comparison, and here she is next to my Snail Shell Zombie Grizza and Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And here she is next to my Jedi Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Garu. And here she is next to my Mafex Marvel Gwenpool and DC Batman Night Crusader. And lastly, here she is next to my official Figure Arts Android 21 and my third-party Zeno Goku. Alright guys, and I just want to quickly remind you about the rope thing that's wrapped around her body, as it is possible that it might break the more you play with this figure, so just keep an eye on that and you should be good. And anyway, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you can, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.